Hi, this is Vaishnavi. In this class, we will see a payment system. Actually, what is a payment system? In the real world, there are multiple payment options. This payment option will provide payment capability to any websites. So it allows the customers to use their bank account like a net banking payment system. So what is payment system? It allows the customers to use their bank accounting. So in this payment system, we have merchant and payment integration systems, payment service providers, and bank accounts. How it will integrate? So this is a merchant system. It is a PSP. PSP means payment service provider. The next one is payment gateway. This payment gateway it integrates the multiple other payment options. So it will integrate multiple payment options. So it is a PSP provider, payment service provider. This payment service provider has a payment gateway functionality. In this, it is this payment gateway. It integrates the multiple payment options. So in the payment service provider, so it has a payment gateway functionality. In this, we have an end-to-end monitoring and settlement. Popular PSPs are like payment. Popular PSP payment gateways is PayPal, Stripe, Trustly. Those are the popular payment gateways. These are the bank systems. So this is an merchant system. It uses the payment providers. So it allows the payment capability to their end users, end customers. So merchant system code, it focuses on the business applications. So those business applications like e-commerce or education. So it has a payment capability. So always dependent only one PSP is risky in the long term business. So you need to integrate more PSPs in your systems. Here merchant is an application. So in order to build a system, it's better to build a separate system, that is a payment integration system. So the client will directly interact with the center system. So it is a client business app. So in the merchant we have a client business app. It uses the core business. The merchant system primarily focus on the business applications. So this is a core business. This is a payment system. So it is a payment integration system. Merchant is an application. So we build a system, better to build a separate system. So being dependent one PSP is risky always. So you need to integrate the more PSPs. PSP means payment integration system. So payment integration always logic gets complex. So it better to have the separate system. So it deals with the complexity. So we always separate the team to manage the payment integration system to end to end. So in this payment integration system, so you can integrate in a third party providers. So those third party providers are Trustly, PayPal, Razor. So in PSP, payment service provider integration, it has a payment gateway functionality. It has an end to end monitoring or settlement. So this payment gateway, it integrates the multiple payment options. We can separate the payment integration system. So what is merchant and payment integration system, payment service provider and gateway? So merchant is nothing but it is a business or individual. It sells the products or services online. So it wants to accept the payments from the customers. So how the payment merchant will work, it registers the PSP. That means the PSPs are risers or Stripe. So it sets up the bank account to receive the payment, and it integrates payment systems to their app. So it manages the customer orders. So this is a merchant. So payment service providers are, so payment service providers, it accepts the online payments like a credit card, debit cards like UPIs. So they manage the everything secure and easy online payments. So payment integration systems, it's in a method to set up the collect payments through the PSP. So payment gateways, it sends a payment details from your website to the bank. So it gets a respond. So payment gateways are like a bridge between your website and the bank systems. So how the payment gateways are work? So in the PSP, we have a payment gateways and card processors. So first the customer enters the card details to the merchant website. So this website connected to the payment gateway through an API or on a plugin. So payment gateway, it takes the payment details and sends securely to the card processing system. So this is a payment gateway. So a card processors, payment processors. Customer enters the card details to the merchant, so merchant website. So this website connected to the payment gateway through an API. This payment gateway, it, it takes the payment details and it send securely to the card processing system. So the data goes to the card networks, the card networks like Visa, Mastercards. Card networks, and this is the bank system. So in the card networks, we have a Visa or Mastercard. These are the card networks. So this card networks, it act like an traffic controllers. It routes the transactions. It called as an issuer bank. This bank checks the card details, balance, and fraud risk. If everything is okay, then bank send a approval response through the same path, like bank to card network, then payment gateway. So payment is approved. The payment settled to the merchant bank account after a short delay, that 1 or 2 days. The payment gateway connects all the parts and Visa or Mastercards. So how this payment gateway will work? So the customer send the card details to the merchant website, and this website connected to the payment gateway through the API. The payment gateway, it sends payment details to the card processing system. So data goes to the card network like Visa or Mastercard. Then it routes the transaction and to the customer bank. This customer's bank called as an issuer bank also. So this is a payment gateway. So as we know, payment system, it uses the payment. It allows the payment end customers. Merchant system is application like is an e-commerce or education. To integrate with one PSP payment service providers is always a risk in the business. So you need to integrate more PSPs in your system. The payment integration logic get complex. So that's why we separate the system, payment integration system, which deals with the all the complexity. So this payment integration system, you can integrate as many third party providers as you need. The third party providers are like Trustly, PayPal. So we can give more payment options in the end customers while making the payment. So using a payment integration system, you can integrate many third party providers as you need. So that gives you option to choose right pricing and benefit. So this is a merchant. So in the merchant system, we have a core business. It will integrate to payment service providers. So payment gateways integrate the multiple payment options. Another system is payment service providers. So in the payment gateway, it has a payment gateway functionality. So it has an end-to-end monitoring and settlement. So the popular payment service provider payment gateway is like a PayPal, Stripe, Trustly. Those are the popular payment gateways. So it has a multiple payment providers. So merchant is an application. So in order to build a payment related system, it's better to build a separate system, that is a payment integration system. So client application directly interact with the center system. So this is a payment gateway payment system. So merchant system, it primarily focuses on the business application. So integrating the one PSP is risk. So we can integrate more PSP, means payment service provider. So the next topic is PCI DSS complement. So PCI means payment card industry. DSS means data security standard. It is a global security standards. It protects the cardholder data during the online transactions. So P means payment card industry. So it gives some rules. So what does PCI means? Payment card invoices means data security standard. So this PCI, it doesn't do the payments itself. So instead it gives the rules and the practices. It follows the security payment card data. Right? In the PCI, we use a payment method as a card, APM. So if we use a card, we can access the details from the, we capture the card details in the our system, our side. So APM means alternative payment method. So we use payment provider. So payment providers, which third party payment providers you want to integrate, those are the trustly. So payment type is sales. Sales means we give the one time transactions only. So if you use recurring, it has it's like a subscription. So we implement the payment method APM, and the payment provider is trust, and payment type is sale. So if we use a sale, we give only one time transaction. So if we use a payment method as a card, so we capture the details in the our system. So how this PCI will work? So in this PCI, the payment method is card. If you use a card, it give the access. We take the details from the our side. So we use an APM. APM means an alternative payment method. So the payment provider is, we use a trustly. The payment type we use a sale. If we use a sale, it give one time transactions. So being in a PCI DCS complement, it is to prevent the fraud or build customer trust. So merchants working with payment service providers and banks. So we see the diagram how the PCI DSS complement will work. So if we use a payment method as a card, we are capturing card details in our system. So then we need to integrate with card processors. PCI will follow the 12 rules like encrypting, limiting access, and the updating system. So we are building payment method APM and payment provider trustly, and payment type is sale. So the diagram of this. So in the merchant, the process begins. Customer enter the card details in the merchant website. So the card details, maybe it includes the card number, expiry date, next one is card processor. The card processor example we taken a Calixa or It is a card network, third one. So the card networks are Visa or MasterCard. The next one is bank system, customers bank or issuer bank. So in the merchant we capture the card details. So it enters the card details here. Card details are card number, expiry date, card holder name sometimes. So these card details it's sent to the card processors. So this is the card processor. So then a card network. The card networks are like Visa, MasterCard. These are the card networks. So this merchant, in the merchant we capture the card details. So these card details are sent to the card processors like Alexa. These card networks act like as a router or traffic controller. So this card networks act like a router or controller. So it checks the bank issued this card. So this issuer bank is a bank that give the card to the those bank customers are HDFC, SBI. Those are the banks. It checks the card is valid or it confirms the available balance. It applies the OTP or PIN verification. It approves or declines the transaction. So this is a PCI will work. So this is a complete payment system. How the payment system will work. So merchant, payment integration systems, payment service providers and payment gateways. So this payment gateways. So this is a complete payment system. In the next class we will see an APM card capturing. So how they will work complete